This video is a walkthrough of the November 2017 Foundation Tier Paper 3 calculator. Question 1. Write 3,758 correct to the nearest thousand. So we've got 3,758. Is it closer to 3,000 or is it closer to 4,000? It's closer to 4,000. So it's in between 3 and 4,000. It's closer to 4,000. So that's what it is to the nearest 1,000. Question 2. Simplify y plus 3y plus 2y. So where we've got y here, that means we've got 1y. If it just says y, there's only one of them, plus 3 of them. So 1y plus 3y, that's 4y's. And then we're going to take away 2. 4 of something, take away 2 of something is 2 of something. So 2y's in this case. Question 3. Write down all the factors of 18. So that's all the numbers that multiply together to make 18. So how can I make 18? I can do 1 times 18. I can do 2 times 9. I can do 3 times 6. And it's not in the 4 times table or the 5 times table. Then I've got to 6. So that must be all of the factors. So these numbers here are the factors. I've got 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, and 18. Question 4. The table gives information about the prices of cinema tickets. So we've got adult ticket, child ticket, and family ticket. Mr. Edwards and his 3 children go to the cinema. Is it cheaper for him to buy 1 family ticket? Oh no, wait. It is cheaper for him to buy 1 family ticket rather than 4 separate tickets. How much cheaper? So obviously a family ticket, it says for 4 people, there's 4 of them. So a family ticket is £24.30. So if he bought the separate tickets, he'll have to buy 1 adult ticket, so 1 780, so 780, plus 3 child tickets, so 3 times 580. So in the calculator, we're going to do 3 times 580, and that's comes up £17.4. That means £17.40. So the total cost here, so the adult ticket is 780. The child tickets come to 1740. So if we do 780 plus 1740, so in the calculator, plus 780 onto the answer, that comes to £25.20. It says 25.2. That means £25.20. So how much cheaper is it? So we're going to do 25.20. Take away the price of the family ticket. So what's the difference between the 2 prices? So take away 24.30. And that comes up as 0.9, and that means 90p, 0.9 pounds, 90p. The film starts at 6:45. The film lasts for 102 minutes. What time does the film finish? So 102 minutes, if you've got 102 minutes, every 60 minutes is 1 hour. So you've got 102 minutes is 60 minutes. And then 102 take away 60 is 42. So plus 42 minutes. So that's 1 hour and 42 minutes. So you've got a 60 minutes and a 42 minutes, which is 1 hour 42 minutes. So we're going to add that on. So you're at 6:45. If we add on 1 hour plus the 1 hour, that will take us to 7:45. Then we've got 42 minutes to add on. So I'm going to add on 15 minutes first. And that will take me to 8 o'clock. How much have I got left? So I've done the hour and I've done 15 minutes. So if I do 42 take away 15, how much have I got left? 27. So then I need to add another 27 minutes on. That will take me to 8:27. So the time is 8:27 and it's PM. So I'll write PM. Question 5. Thais has a large bottle of shampoo. There are 2 litres of shampoo in the large bottle. Thais also has some empty small bottles. Each small bottle can be completely filled with 150 millilitres of shampoo. So 2 litres is 2,000 millilitres. So how many small bottles can be completely filled by the large bottle? So how many of these make this? So 150, that's 1 bottle. How many 150s does it take me till I get up to 2,000? So you could use the calculator and multiply here. I'm just going to write down different amounts. So 300 is 2 bottles. I've doubled it. I'm going to double it again. So 600 millilitres is 4 bottles. Double it again. 1,200 millilitres is 8 bottles. Now I'm not going to double it again because that'll go over. I'm going to add on 4 bottles. If I do 8 bottles plus 4 bottles, 1,200 plus 600, so 1,800 is 12 bottles. Can I get another bottle filled? So I've filled 12 bottles with 1,800 millilitres. I can get another one in before I get to 2,000. So 1,950 millilitres is 13 bottles. And I can't get another one because that will go, well, it won't be able to fill it. I've only got 50 millilitres left, so I won't be able to fill another one. So I can fill 13 bottles completely, and I'll have 50 millilitres left over. Question 6. The incomplete pictogram shows information about the number of cycles sold in a shop on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So a total of 20 cycles were sold on Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So that's, well, we can work out the key. Should we work out the key? 1, 2, 3, 4 and 2 halves. So that's 5. We've got 5 wheels and that is 20 cycles. So 5 wheels is 20 cycles. So 1 wheel, each wheel must be 4 cycles. 5 wheels make 20, so each one must be 4. 4 5s make 20. So this wheel is 4 cycles. 8 cycles were sold on Friday and 15 on Saturday. We're going to complete the pictogram. So 8 on Friday, that's 2 full circles. And 15 on Saturday. So we've got 4, 8, 12, we need 3 more. I should have just drawn them here. So I'll draw them in. 4, 8, 12. We need 3 more. So we need 3 quarters of a circle. So if we can draw 3 quarters of a circle, that will be 15. 4, 4, 4, and 3. Question 7. BCD is a straight line. So we've got all this. This is shown on the diagram. ABC is a triangle, as we can see. Show that ABC is an isosceles triangle. Give a reason for each stage of your working. So we can work out angle ACB. So if I write ACB, angle ACB is going to be 180, take away 117. So 180, take away 117, and that's 63 degrees. And we need to give a reason for each stage of our working. So the reason is angles on a straight line add to 180 degrees. So the 2 angles on a straight line must equal 180 degrees. And we can work out the AC, because angles in a triangle add up to 180 degrees. So 180 take away 54 and take away 63. So 180 take away the other 2 angles is 63 degrees. So this one is also 63 degrees, and that's because angles in the triangle add to 180 degrees as well. So show that it's an isosceles triangle. It's an isosceles triangle because 2 angles are equal. So it's isosceles because ACB is equal to BAC. So 2 angles equal. I'll put that in brackets. 2 angles equal. Question 8. So we've got a picture showing a bus next to a building. The bus has a length of 12 meters. The bus and the building are drawn to the same scale. Work out an estimate for the height in meters of the building. So we need to grab our ruler and measure how long the bus is and how tall the building is. So we're just going to measure both of these things. So we've got our bus, which is 2 centimeters. Yours may be slightly different, but it should be roughly the same. So bus, 2 centimeters. And then we're going to look at the building. So the building is 5 centimeters. So the building is 5 centimeters. So we're going to have a scale factor. So what do you times 2 by to get to 5? How many times bigger is the building than the bus? So 5 divide 2, half of 5 is 2.5. So it's 2.5 times bigger. You have to times the length of the bus by 2.5, 2.5, to get to the height of the building. So if this is 12 meters, we're going to do 12 times 2.5. It's 2.5 times as big. 12 times 2.5, 30 meters. And that's the answer, 30 meters. Question 9. Nida writes down two different prime numbers. She adds together her two numbers. Her answer is a square number less than 30. Find two prime numbers Nida could have written down. So she's got to write down two different prime numbers, which add together to make a square number less than 30. So we've got prime numbers, which are numbers with exactly two factors. So 2, 3, 4 isn't, it's in the 2 times table, 5, 6 isn't, any even number apart from 2 can't be prime, 7, 8, 9 is 3 times 3, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 is 3 5s, 16, 17, 18 is even, 19, and 20, 21 is 3 7s, 22, 23, and I'll stop there because square numbers less than 30, so 1, 4, 1 times 1 is 1, 2 2s are 4, 3 3s are 9, 4 4s are 16, and 5 5s are 25. The next one's 36, so it's bigger than 30. So what can I make? I can't make 1 by adding 2 of these together, so that's no good. I can't make 4 by adding 2 of them together. I can make 9, so we could have 2 and 7. So we only need one answer, so 2 and 7 would work. We could have 2 and 7. Can we make 16? Yep, we could have 11 and 5. Or we could have 13 and 3. They make 16. So that would be, any of these would be acceptable answers. Can I make 25? Well, I can have 23 and 2. Any other ways to make 25? I'm not sure there are, no. So we can have any of these as our answer. Question 10. Jim thinks of a number 2/3, so 2/3 of Jim's number, so 2/3 of x is 48. 2/3 of Jim's number, which we don't know, is 48. Work out 5/6 of Jim's number. Ooh, how should I do it? So 2/3 of a number is 48. That would mean 1/3 of it is 24, which would mean 1/6 of it, a sixth, is half of a third. 6 is half of a third. So if I split something into 3 even parts, to cut it into 6 even parts, I have to cut each of the thirds in half. So a sixth is half a third, so 1/6 must be 12. So that means 1/6 is 12. I want 5/6, I want 5 12s. 5 times 12 is 60. So you can see here from this diagram I've drawn 2/3. So 2 of the red parts make 48. 12, 12, 12, and 12. A sixth is 1/12, so 5/6 is 5 of the 12s. So we've got 60. Question 11. Jack's driving school has 2 offers. So offer 1, first driving lesson free, all other lessons at normal price. And offer 2, all lessons 5% off normal price. The normal price is 24. Douglas is going to have 12 lessons. Which is cheaper? Okay, so let's split this down the middle and work them both out. So offer 1. If we took offer 1, we'd get first driving lesson free. So you don't pay anything. How many lessons have you got left? 11 at full price. 11 times 24. And type it into the calculator and it should give you £264. So that's how much we pay with offer 1. Let's try offer 2. So we're going to have all 12 lessons and then get 5% off. So if we do 12 times 24 this time, that's £288. So now we need to take 5% off. So we could do 5% times 288 or 0.05 times 288 in the calculator. That will give us 5%. Or we could do it the way we do without a calculator. So we say 10% equals £28.80. So 5% must be half of that, which is £14.40. So we're just going to take that off. 288 take away 14.40. So in the calculator we get £273.60. So which is cheaper? Which is cheaper? Offer 1. So offer 1 is cheaper. Question 12. 2.5 kilograms of apples costs £3.60. Work out the cost of 3.5 kilograms of apples. So 2.5 kilograms is £3.60. So I'm going to divide. So I could work out 1 kilogram by dividing by 2.5, which I think I'm going to do. So if I divide both sides by 2.5, I'll get 1 kilogram. So 360 divide 2.5 gives me £1.44. So it's £1.44 per kilogram, and I've got 3.5 kilograms. So I'm going to multiply by 3.5. So 3.5 kilograms, 1.44 times 3.5. That is £5.04. Question 13. Complete the table of values for y equals half x minus 1. So we're just going to be using the calculator here. So if we want to find out what y equals, we type into the calculator half, have a bracket here where the x is, so change the x for a bracket, and minus 1. So if we can type that into the calculator, half bracket minus 1, and then inside the bracket we're going to be changing what we put in each time. So to start with, we'll put -1 inside the bracket. So with -1 inside the bracket, so the calculator display should look like this. We get -3/2 or -1.5. Then we change what's in the bracket to 0. So we change it in the calculator to 0. That gives us -1. Then again, go back, click the back button, and change it to 1 this time. That gives -½ or -0.5. And again, go back in and change it to 3 finally. And you could also probably spot a pattern by now. So it's going up in half every time. So we should be getting out half or 0.5 for the last answer. Part B, on the grid, draw the graph, and it is for the same line. So y equals half x minus 1, y equals half x minus 1. So we're plotting these points onto the grid. So we've got -2, -2, -2 on the x, -2 on the y. -1, -1.5. Zero -1. 1 -1/2. 2 0, and 3 1/2. And it's lined up in a straight line. So we're just going to draw a line that connects the whole way through. Like so. Part C, use your graph to find the value of x when y equals 0.3. So where's y equals 0.3 on the graph? So here's the y-axis. So 0.3, 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So when y is equal to 0.3, what is x? So what we're going to do, we're going to start there at 0.3, go all the way along to our line. We're going to see where it meets, and then we're going to go down from there. So we go down to the x-axis, and we read off what x is at that point. So here, at this point, y is equal to 0.3. What is x? It looks like 2.6. So 2.6. Okay, question 14. Describe fully the single transformation that maps shape A onto shape B. So what would you have to do a single transformation? You would have to do a reflection. So it's reflected in which line? So in the x-axis, or when y equals 0. So a reflection in the x-axis. Question 15. The ratio of the cost of 1 meter of cotton fabric to the cost of 1 meter of silk fabric is 2 to 5. Complete the table of costs. So the ratio of the cost of 1 meter of cotton to 1 meter of silk is 2 to 5. So if cotton is 6, then that means we must have times by 3. So if cotton is 6, silk must be 15. So cotton is 6, silk is 15. That's for 2 meters. So if I want to go from 2 meters to 6 meters, I'm going to times by 3. So 6 times 3, 6 3s are 18. 15 times 3, and that's 45. And then I've got 8 meters. So I can do 2 meters times 4 this time. So 6 4s are 24. 15 4s are 60. And 9 meters. So if I work out 1 meter, so if I do 1 meter, that's half of 2 meters. that's going to be £3 and £7.50. So 1 meter is half of 2 meters, and I'm going to add 8 meters to 1 meter. So 24 plus 3, 27, and 60 plus £7.50, £67.50. So all of these are still in that ratio of 2 to 5. Question 16. Chloe has a van, and she's going to use the van to deliver boxes. Each box is a cuboid, 40 centimeters by 30 centimeters by 35, as shown. The space for boxes has a maximum length of 2.4 meters. So let's just change that to 240 centimeters, a width of 150 centimeters, and a height of 140 centimeters. The space for boxes is empty. She wants to put as many as possible in the van. She can put 3 in a minute. Okay, let's work out how many go in first. So how many of these boxes can we fit into this van? So 40 centimeters. How many 40 centimeters are going to go into 240 centimeters? So how many 40s go into 240? 240 over 40. So it's 24 over 4, which is 6. So if we can get 6 along, so that means we've done that. 30 will go into 150, so we'll do 150 divide by 30, which is 15 over 3, so 5 wide, 5 wide, 5 along, 6 by 5. How many 35s go into 140 finally? 140 over 35, can type these in the calculator. 140 divide 35, and that's 4 up. So 4 up. So if we've got 6 along, 5 wide, so 6 along, 5 back, 4 up, that means we've got 6 times 5 times 4 boxes. So 6 times 5 times 4, 120 boxes. So there's no space at all in the van. We've filled it with 120 boxes and 3 boxes per minute. 3 boxes per minute. So she's going to take 3 boxes in a minute. How many minutes is that? 120 divided by 3, 40 minutes. The space for the boxes might not be in the shape of a cuboid. Explain how this could affect the time it would take Chloe to put as many boxes as possible into the van. Well, she might not be able to get as many boxes in the van because they won't fit perfectly. So it will take her less time. So if she can get less boxes in, get fewer boxes in, it would take less time. So if there's less boxes, it would take less time. Question 17. Factorize. That means put into a bracket 4m plus 12. So what's common in both? 4 and 12 are both in the 4 times table. 4 times what makes 4m? 4 times m. And 4 times what makes 12? 4 times 3. Okay, we've got some words now. Choose 2 words from the box to make the above statement correct. So 5y is a what in the what 3x plus 5y. So 5y is a term. It's a term in the expression. So in the expression 3x plus 5y. Okay, question 18. Here is a sequence of patterns made with counters. So we've got a pattern that's changing every time by adding on 3 dots. So adding on 3 dots. Find an expression in terms of n for the number of counters in pattern n. So we've got 4 in the first one, 7 in the second one, and 10 in the third one. 8, 9, 10. So what's the nth term? So it's going up in 3s every time. So it's 3n. 3n is the 3 times table, which goes 3, 6, 9. So 3n, the 3 times table, but it's always one more than that. Always one more than the 3 times table. So the 3 times table plus 1. So this is the 3 times table plus 1. Always one more than the 3 times table. Bayo has 90 counters. Can he make a pattern in the sequence using all 90 of his counters? You must show how you get your answer. So if he can make a pattern with all 90 counters, at some point 3n plus 1 must equal 90. And n is going to have to be a whole number, because you can only go pattern 1, 2, 3. You can't have pattern 2.6. So if n is a whole number, then he can make a sequence using all 90 counters. If n isn't a whole number, he can't. So if we take 1 away from both sides, 3n equals 89. And we do 89 divide 3. And we find out that that isn't. So if we divide both sides by 3, we get 29.66666. So no. Can he make a pattern? No, he can't make a pattern. In the sequence. You can make a pattern, but not one in the sequence with 90 counters. Question 19. The table shows information about the heights of 80 children. Find the class interval that contains the median. So the median's the middle number. So the middle child, where's the middle child? So we've got 4. So imagine they're all lined up in terms of height. You've got 4 between 130 and 140. Then 11 between 140 and 150. So we've had 15 children so far on the line. Between 150 and 160, there's another 24. That takes us up to 39. So if we're up to 39 here, halfway point must be in the next box. So we're looking at 40 children. So the halfway point must be just in to the next box. So the class interval that contains the median is the 160 to 170 group. So the middle child is in the 160 to 170 group. Draw a frequency polygon. For the information, With a frequency polygon, we plot midpoint against frequency. So the middle of 130 to 140, the middle of 140 to 150, the middle of each of the groups. So we're going to plot 135 against 4. 135, 4. 145, 11. 155, 24. 165, 22. And 175, 19. And I'm just joining up all of these points with a straight line, with a ruler, a straight line, not a curved line, a straight line connecting all of the points, and that is a frequency polygon. Question 20. In London, 1 litre of petrol costs 108.9p. In New York, a gallon of petrol costs $2.83. So we've got a conversion rate between gallons and litres, and a conversion rate between pounds and dollars. So we need to make them the same. So we need to change, if we change let's change it into pounds. So we're going to take 1 gallon costing $2.83, and we are going to turn that into how much for a litre. So how much for a litre? So we've got 1 US gallon costing $2.83, and 1 US gallon is 3.785 litres. So I'll put 3.785 litres costs $2.83. So let's change, well, let's make it 1 litre first. So to make it 1 litre, I'm going to divide by 3.785. Divide 3.785. So I want to know how much 1 litre costs. I don't want to know how much 3.785 litres costs. I want to know 1 litre. So I'm going to take 2.83, divide 3.785. So 1 litre costs $0.75 to the nearest cent, but I'm going to keep that whole number in the calculator because I'm going to use it again. So 1 litre is 75 cents, and I'm going to change 75 cents into pounds. So 75 cents, the answer in my calculator, into pounds. So to go from pounds to dollars, I times by 1.46. Pounds to dollars is times by 1.46. So dollars to pounds is divide by 1.46. To go from pounds to dollars, you times by the exchange rate. To go from dollars back to pounds, divide by the exchange rate. So the number in the calculator, divide by 1.46. And that gives me, in pounds now, £0.51. So where's petrol cheaper? It's a lot cheaper in New York. So in New York. Question 21. A gold bar has a mass of 12.5 kilograms. The density of gold is 19.3 grams per centimeter cubed. So we've got grams and kilograms. So that's, a kilogram is 1,000 grams. So 12.5 kilograms is 12,500 grams. Work out the volume of the gold bar. So we've got density, mass and volume. Density equals mass over volume. So if we want volume, that is mass over density. So the mass is 12,500. Density is 19.3. The units are the same. So 12,500 divide 19.3 to three significant figures. 648 centimeters cubed. Question 22. There are only blue pens, green pens, and red pens in a box. The ratio of blue to green, so blue to green, is in the ratio 2 to 5. Green to red, in the ratio 4 to 1. So we're going to need to put these ratios together. And then it says there are less than 100 pens in the box. What's the greatest number of red pens in the box? So let's get these ratios together. So green's in both. We need to make green the same. So we'll times this one by 4 and this one by 5 to make green the same number. So we've got 8 to 20 and 20 to 5. So now green is the same number. So that means blue to green to red is 8 to 20 to 5. Okay, so how many parts have we got? We can't simplify this ratio. We've got 2833 parts. And there are less than 100 pens in the box. So we can times it by 3. And we go to 99 parts or 99 pens. So that'll be 24 to 60 to 15. So this is the most we can get. We can't put any more parts on because we'll go over 100. And red is 15. So that's the biggest number of red that there can be for that ratio. Question 23. Find the value of the reciprocal of 1.6. That just means 1 divide 1.6. So the reciprocal means 1 over 1 divide 1.6. Give your answer as a decimal. So S to D button. That's 0.625. So that comes as 5/8. You click the SD button and that changes it to a decimal, 0.625. Part B, Jess is rounding a number, x, to one decimal place. The result is 9.8. Write down the error interval. So it's 9.8. The one below would have been 9.7. The one above is 9.9. So halfway, 9.75 and 9.85. So we've got 9.75 is the smallest it can be. 9.85 is the biggest it can be. So it's bigger, it's on the bigger side of 9.75. Don't know where I got 9.78 from. 9.75. It's bigger than 9.75, less than 9.85, and it can equal 9.75. So we've got a little equal sign. It's bigger or equal to 9.75, but it's less than 9.85. So that's our error interval. Question 24. Here is a rectangle. The length of the rectangle is 7 centimeters longer than the width of the rectangle. So the length is 7 centimeters longer than the width. So if this is x plus 7. 7 more. 4 of these rectangles are used to make this 8-sided shape. And the perimeter is 70. Work out the area of the 8-sided shape. So we need to work out what our unknown, what x is really. So we've got x plus 7 here, x here, x here, x plus 7, x plus 7, and another x plus 7, and an x. Okay, so the only bits I haven't put in are these bits. So if the whole length is x plus 7 and this part is x, the whole way is x plus 7, that's x, so that green part there must be 7. So I'll cross off those x's because they aren't on the perimeter. So we've got x plus 7, x, 7, x plus 7, x plus 7, x, 7. I can't remember where I started, but we've got something written down for all of the parts on the perimeter. So that whole perimeter adds up to 70. So we can write an equation. So I've got x's, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 x's, 8 x's, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 7s. So 8 x's plus, I write 6 7s for now. 8 x's plus 6 7s equals 70. So 8 x's plus 6 times 7 is 42. 8 x's plus 42 equals 70. And now I've got an equation to solve. So I'm going to subtract 42 from both sides. And that leaves me with 8x equals 28. And divide both sides by 8. So 28 divided by 8. And that is 3.5. So x is 3.5. But the question was, work out the area of the 8-sided shape. So let's do one rectangle first. So it's got 3.5. That was x. And then we had x plus 7, which will be 10.5. So the area of one rectangle is 10.5 times 3.5. That gives me 36.75. So that's one rectangle. There are 4 rectangles. So I've got 4 lots of 36.75. And that's 147 centimeters squared. Question 25. So we've got work out 13.8 times 10 to the power 7 times 5.4 times 10 to the power of minus 12. And we are simply typing it into the calculator. So we're just going to type in 13.8 times 10 to the power of 7 times 5.4 times 10 to the power of minus 12. So I've typed it into the calculator and it's come up with 7.452 times 10 to the power of minus 4. So that's the answer, but it's in standard form, and the question says give your answer as an ordinary number. So I need to change this to an ordinary number. So divide this number by 10 4 times. So minus 4, so we divide it by 10. So that's 0.0007452. So let's just check. If I times by 10 4 times, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'd go back to 7.452. Another way to check, type in 0.0007452 into the calculator, press equals, and it should tell you, it should give you the answer back in standard form. So 7.452 times 10 to the power of minus 4, and we know we've done it right. Question 26. When a drawing pin is dropped, it can land point down or point up. Lucy, Mel and Tom each dropped the drawing pin a number of times. The table shows the number of times it landed down and the number of times it landed up for each person. Rachel is going to drop the drawing pin once, whose results give the best estimate for the probability it will land point up. So which is the best estimate? The best estimate will be the person that did it the most times. So Mel did it the most times. So Mel, and the reason is she did it the most times. She dropped it the most times. So the more times you do it, the more accurate your results are going to be. Stuart is going to drop the pin twice, use all the results in the table, all the results, to work out an estimate for the probability it will land up the first time and point down the second time. Okay, so all the results, so we're going to do a total. So how many down in total? 31 plus 53 plus 16. 31 plus 53 plus 16, that's 100 exactly. And point up, 14 plus 27 plus 9, and that's 50. So we can say the probability of down, so the probability it points down is 100 out of 150, which simplifies to 2 over 3, and the probability that it's up is 50 out of 150, which simplifies to 1 out of 3. Okay, so work out an estimate for the probability it will land up the first time, 1 out of 3, and down the second time, times 2 out of 3. 1 times 2 is 2, 3 3s are 9, so we've got 2 9ths. Question 27. Solve the simultaneous equations. So we've got simultaneous equations. We need to make the x is the same or the y is the same. I'm going to make the x is the same. I think that's easier in this case. So I've got 1x here. To make it the same, I'm going to times the top equation, the whole top equation, all the way through by 5. So 5 times x is 5x. 5 times 3y, that's 15y. And 5 times 12, 60. And I'm going to leave the second equation as it is. 5x minus y equals 4. 5x minus y equals 4. So now I want to get rid of the 5x. I'm going to do that by subtracting the bottom equation away from the top equation. So 5x, take away 5x is nothing, it's gone. 15y, take away minus y. So it's take away a negative, it means plus. So 15y plus 1y is 16y. And 60 take away 4 is 56. I'm going to divide both sides by 16. So 56 over 16 is 7 over 2, or 3.5. So y is 3.5. And now I'm going to take that 3.5 and I'm going to substitute it back in to the top equation. So that will give me x plus 3 y's, which is 3.5. 3.5's equals 12. 3.5's, 3 times 3.5 is 10.5. So x plus 10.5 equals 12. And subtract 10.5 from both sides, and that leaves me with 1.5. So x is 1.5.